mentally deranged? Do I need a lobotomy? That slutty little knight wearing his slutty little eyeliner. I feel like this is really going to show how unhinged and deranged I am, but Ilya Rosanov and Shane Hollander. Bye. Thank you. That's all. I don't even want to say it. No, I'm scared. Should I go back? Should I say something else? No, I'm saying it. Yeah, if that doesn't say that I'm a deranged freak, I don't know what does. But hi book besties, welcome back to my channel. I'm Megan. I'm an antisocial book lover, and over here all we do is yap about books. So today we're filming another book video, and today is gonna be my end of the year book tag. I stole this idea from some of my favorite booktubers, so I used Emmy and Larry Reed's their set of questions that they use. So I just pretty much copy and pasted the list that they used into my phone, went through my Goodreads account, thought about the books that I read this year, and wrote down all of my answers in my phone in my notes app. So I am going to use my phone a lot to look at the questions, and then I did put my answers down already. I had to think about each individual question, what book I was going to pick for each of one of those. We'd be here all day. I'm the most indecisive person ever, and I can't even remember all of the books that I read this year. I've read over 120 books, so I can't remember them all. So I had to do some research ahead of time. All right, so let's just get into it. Okay, so the first question I have for this end of the year book tag is, what was your most disappointing book of the year? And for this one, I do have a couple, so I'm just gonna talk about all of them. So the first book that I have is Enigma by Runix. This is just a book I read over spooky season, and I heard really good things about it. And even though I liked it, I gave it like 3 stars. It just wasn't what I thought it was going to be, and I thought I was going to like it more than I did. Also, Grave Matter, I thought, once again, I read this during spooky season. I thought it was going to hit, and it just didn't. I gave it like 3 stars. And the other one I want to talk about is Flawless by Elsie Silver. So I did like this book. This was my first Chestnut Springs. This is my first Chestnut Springs book, and I just know how much hype and love this series gets, and when I read it I was like, oh, that's it? Like, that's it? I don't get the hype. I don't get the hype. But I will say I read the second book in the series, Heartless, and I do get the hype for that one. I do get the hype for that one. But this one just did not live up to it, and especially because it was the first book I read, and I was like, oh, I'm so excited to get into the Chestnut Springs world. I thought it was going to be way better. I thought it was going to be way better. I think it's a very weak introduction to this series, so that one did disappoint me. And we have an Underdog book. So this one was very easy because this is one of my favorite books I read all of 2025, and although I feel like it's kind of popular, I don't think it gets the hype that it deserves, and that is The Poisoner by Ivy Ophelia. I love this book so much. When I think about books that I read this year that I just can't stop thinking about, this one always comes to my mind. I absolutely love it. I love the premise of this book. It's about a girl who poisons bad men. She decides to experiment on one man, and she finds out that he is a vampire and he is immune to all her poisons and everything that she tries to do to him. So she ends up experimenting more, and you know, things escalate from there, and he does make a certain noise with his mouth while he stalks her and hunts her. And yeah, if that doesn't say that I'm a deranged freak, I don't know what does. But that's, I loved this book. I loved it so much. Yeah, The Poisoner is definitely my Underdog book. I think it deserves way more hype, especially in the like spooky gothic, like Halloween vibe books. Like, I feel like this book is not talked about enough. Like, this should be up there with like Nocticadia. Like, I feel like that's like everyone's like spooky gothic book that they love. No, we need to talk about The Poisoner more. I love this book, and book 2 comes out in, I think, like March of 2026. So I'm very excited. 100% read this book. Read this book. It doesn't get enough hype. An overhyped book. Okay, an overhyped book. I'm going to definitely ruffle some feathers with this. It's going to be a very hot take, but I don't care. This is my channel. I'm going to say what's on my chest and what's in my heart, and that is Metal Slinger. I know, I'm sorry. I know, I'm sorry. I don't even want to say it. No, I'm scared. Should I go back? Should I say something else? No, I'm saying it. Metal Slinger. I'm sorry. I liked this book. Don't get me wrong. I did like this book. I gave it like 4 stars, maybe 4.5 stars. I liked it. Don't get me wrong. It's a good book. But everyone was talking about like how crazy the ending is. This is such a crazy book. Oh my gosh, like the ending, the ending, the ending. Was the ending crazy? Yes. Do I think it's crazy enough to get all the hype that it got? No. Did I think the book deserved that amount of hype and like everyone saying how crazy it was? Not really. Like, I think it's a good book. It wasn't that crazy of an ending, and yeah, it just wasn't 5 stars for me. It didn't blow my mind. I liked it. It was good, but it didn't blow my mind like a lot of people said it would. So yeah, just didn't live up to that craziness hype. Book that surprised you. A book that surprised me was Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Wong. This book did not surprise me because I didn't think I was gonna like it. I knew I was gonna like it. I know this is a lot of people's like God tier book, but I was very surprised about how much I liked it. And I was surprised about the contents of it. I just did not expect this book to be what it was. Like, I just didn't expect it at all. And I feel like this is such a unique and powerful story. And I just didn't expect it. I expected a good book, but I did not expect a book this good and with this subject matter and this type of unique magic system and how politically heavy it is and how much it just like made me question myself and my existence and like the way I affect the world. And this is just a book that is like always gonna stay with me forever, and I just really didn't expect to feel that way about this book. I expected to like it. I didn't expect this book to kind of like change me in ways and also change the type of books I liked. This book really made me realize that I love books that are politically heavy and have ties to the real world, like, you know, all these different political systems happening in a fantasy world, but they're very connected to the different political systems that go on in our world, and they really make you question your own morals, and they make you kind of just, I don't know, this book just made me want to live my life differently, and it's always gonna have a special place in my heart. And it really surprised me that I ended up feeling that deeply and that connected to this book. Favorite book couples. I have so many favorite book couples, but I'm just gonna name the ones that came to my head right away when thinking about these. So first of course, if I didn't mention these two in this wrap up, in this book tag, I feel like I would feel physically ill if I didn't talk about these two multiple times during this video. So number 1 is Illy and Shane from Heated Rivalry. To no one's surprise, we're all obsessed with these two right now. These are my baby girls. These are my gay hockey boyfriends. Like, they're literally both my boyfriends. They're my gay hockey boyfriends. So yeah, these two have a piece of my heart forever. I'm obsessed with them. I have Damon and Winter from Kill Switch. I just love Damon Torrance so much, and I loved Winter, and I just love their story and this book, and I could eat them both up. I mean, mostly Damon, because that's my man, but both of them together, I love their love and I love their story. Then we have Violet and Xaden. I did read Fourth Wing and Onyx Storm, all the books in the Empyrean series, in 2025, so Violet and Xaden. I feel like this is an obvious one. Everyone loves these two, but... And then we have Killian and well, I think her name's Glyndon, right? Glyndon? Okay. Killian and Glyndon from God of Malice. I don't know what it is with this book. Like, I'm just obsessed with this book. I love Killian Carson so much, and I loved their story. I loved them together. I loved what they did for each other. So yeah, I love them. And we have favorite main characters, which I feel like I'm kind of gonna repeat some of these people, so forgive me. But once again, Illy and Shane, Heated Rivalry. Illy and Shane, yes. That should be the whole video. I should have turned this video on and said, hi, I'm gonna do my 2026 book tag, Illy and Shane by Ilya Rozanov and Shane Hollander. Bye. Thank you. That's all. That's all. I'm gonna leave now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. That's what I should have done. Okay, but yes, obviously Illy and Shane. Okay, then we have Killian Carson. I'm sorry. He's one of my number 1 dark romance men. I'm just obsessed with him. We have Damon Torrance. Once again, I'm obsessed with him. My man. Rory from The Knight and the Moth. This slutty little knight wearing his slutty little eyeliner. Ugh, I just loved him so much. 2025 was the year that I read Throne of Glass. So we have Manon and Aelin. Obviously. All right, so next we have new favorite author. So there's 3 authors that I was introduced to this year that I feel like I will just read anything that they put out. I'm gonna read anything that they put out. Number 1 is ML Wong. I read Blood Over Brighthaven. I want to read all of her books. I need to read all of her books. Rachel Reed, once again, the inventor of Ilian Shane. I'm going to read all of her books. I'm going to read all the books in the Game Changer series, and then we're going to see what else she comes out with. Her backlog. I'll read her grocery list. I'll read, you know, a napkin that she writes ideas on. I'll read everything. Last but certainly not least is Ivy Ophelia. She wrote The Poisoner, and I know she has a few more books coming out. She has one called The Fruit of the Flesh. She has the 2nd book in the Poisoner series, and once again, I will read anything she puts out. I am obsessed with The Poisoner. I love that book so bad. I loved her writing. That book made me feral, so I will read all of her books and go feral over them. We have an author that didn't work out for you. I'm gonna say Carrie Maniscalco. She wrote Kingdom of the Wicked. I was really excited to start this series, but I read the first 2 books in the series and I just didn't like them at all. And now, never say never, but I'm just really not interested in reading anything from her anymore. I don't know. I have no interest now. Saddest book you read, Manacled by Senlin Yu. 100% Manacled. I didn't read Alchemized yet. I'm going to read that in 2026, but I did read Manacled in August, and that is 100% the saddest book I've ever, maybe ever read. Especially the like very last page. The very last page. Yeah, and it's like 3 lines. It's not even anything crazy. It's like a picture and 3 lines. Sobbing. Sobbing. So sad. No. Can't even think about it. The most frustrating book. How many times can we reference Heated Rivalry and Ilya and Shane? But the most frustrating book that I read in 2025 was The Long Game. Okay, hear me out. I was just frustrated that my baby boy Ilya, I felt like he was not seen and heard throughout this book. I love Shane, but he felt like he was being a bit selfish and he wasn't realizing what Ilya was going through. And I feel like Ilya wasn't opening up, and that just frustrated me. Okay, that was the frustrating thing about it. It's not that like I hated the book and it was frustrating, but I just felt like frustrated while reading it for my favorite character and characters in the whole entire world. Like I needed everyone to be happy, and it was frustrating that they just weren't doing what I wanted them to do. So that's why it was frustrating. Not because I don't like the book, just because I love them and I wanted everything to be okay, and things were not okay. And I was getting mad at Shane at points. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I was getting mad at Shane. Favorite cover. So I have a few favorite covers. I don't really know if like special editions count, but I'm gonna count them. So first is When the Moon Hatched, my special edition that I have of that. It's on my bookshelf, but I'm gonna put a picture here. I also have my special edition of Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. I also love the cover of Fairy the like indie edition. And I really like the cover of The Second Death of Locke. And then I also am gonna add in my ACOTAR dust jackets. Love those. Those are the books that I think about when I think of like, okay, what are my most gorgeous covers on my bookshelf? Those are the ones that I think of. A book you haven't stopped thinking about is The Favorites by Lane Fargo. I just love this book. I read it in February, and it's a book I will recommend to anyone. I feel like any type of reader could read this and love it. And it's just, when I think of a book that I just am obsessed with and I can't stop thinking about, it's The Favorites. I don't know what else to say. I just am always thinking about this book. Unpopular book you love. I feel like this is really going to show how unhinged and deranged I am, but The Kiss of the Basilisk. Yeah, I'm obsessed with this book. This book and the newest one, Between Two Kings, that I just finished reading and came out a couple months ago, or a month ago or so. These are God tier for me. And every time when I read them, I like went to log them into Goodreads, and the amount of 1-star reviews is insane. Like, I'm like, am I mentally deranged? Do I need a lobotomy that I'm obsessed with these books and everyone else hates them? I don't know what to say, but yeah, I'm obsessed with them. They're God tier. I love them so much, and everyone else seems to not like them and give them 1 star, but me, 6 star. 6 stars. A book you thought you'd love and you didn't. I'm gonna say In the Veins of the Drowning. I just heard so many good things about this. Everyone was like 5 stars, 5 stars. I'm obsessed. I liked it, but I think I gave it like 3.5 stars. I thought it was going to be like a 5-star read for me, and I just wasn't obsessed as everyone else seems to be. So yeah, still a good book, but I thought I was going to like it more than I did. Most unique book. The most unique book I read is definitely Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I've never read sci-fi, and this man's brain and the things he came up with is just insane. It's so intricate. It's so interesting. It's so unique. Red Rising, you know. Like, if you know, you know. It's insane. Book I would reread. Heated Rivalry, to no one's surprise. Heated Rivalry. But also, I'm gonna say Kill Switch. This book just made me feel something, and I just want to experience what this book made me feel again. Sometime soon. One day. I'm not going to reread the whole series, but I would reread this book. Next is reading goal reflection. So my reading goal for 2025 was to read 100 books. I did surpass that. I think I'm around 130, and I think that's a good goal. I think I'm going to keep it that. I think going into 2026, I'm going to keep it at 100, because for me, I think that's obtainable, and I want to set it too high and then like it's a goal I can't reach. I just think my personality type, I will get frustrated and I'll feel disappointed in myself if I don't meet that goal, even though like a reading goal, it's just like a fun thing. It's not that serious. It shouldn't be that serious, but just my brain, like I'm gonna get mad at myself and hate if I can't reach my reading goal. So I'm gonna keep it at 100, and then I'm gonna be happy with myself if I surpass that. Hopefully I will, because I did this year. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep it at 100, be happy with 100, but if I get over 100, then I'll just be so proud of myself for surpassing my goal. Book you wish you got to this year. I'm gonna put the whole entire Edge of Darkness trilogy by Lee Rivers. The first one is Insatiable. I heard so much about these books this past year, and I really got into dark romance this year, and I feel like if I'm gonna be a dark romance girly, I need to read these, and I'm just mad that I haven't gotten around to them yet, but I definitely will be reading these in 2026, hopefully maybe even in January. Like, I want to read these ASAP. Okay, and then the last question is, what will you prioritize in your next reading year? So in 2026, what I want to prioritize, I feel like this is going to be like the opposite of what most people would say, but we're just gonna go for it. Please don't judge me. First thing I want to do is I want to read new releases when they come out. I feel like sometimes I miss the hype for new releases, and I know that like you're not supposed to read for the hype, but I like to be a part of something, and I like when everyone is reading the same thing and we're all reading a new release and we're all like geeking out about them and posting edits and posting our reviews and talking about them. Like, I just think that's so fun to be a part of that, and I think sometimes I'll buy a new release, but I won't read it right away because I'll just be like, oh, I need to read my TBR, or I need to read books that have been on my physical TBR for a while, and it's like, I want to read this new release right now in this moment because there's so much hype around it and I'm excited to read it. So just read it. Like, I just need to read it. I feel like everyone's reading goal is like, stop buying so many books. Mine is to buy more special editions. Okay. I want to buy more special editions. I have a new obsession with special editions. I love putting them on my shelves. I think they're beautiful. They bring me so much joy to have like a special edition, a gorgeous edition of a book that I love. So I want to buy more. I only have a couple, and I think I deserve and should have more special editions on my shelf. So I definitely want to buy more special editions. I want to read books just like the moment that I feel like reading them, I should read them. I feel like there's so many new books that come out, or series that come out, or just people talk about books and they get really hyped up in a certain month or a certain moment, and everyone's reading them and everyone's excited about them. And I'm like, oh yeah, I want to read that soon, but I got to read my TBR. Like, I have other books I need to read. And it's like, I need to be okay with putting my TBR to the side, with putting the other books that I already have, my other physical TBR books to the side, and just reading the book that I want to read in that moment. Yes, overall, I want to stop worrying about the books that I already have on my TBR. Sorry if the angle's weird again. My battery died as soon as I was about to wrap up this video. So that was my end of the year reading tag. I hope you enjoyed it. If you stayed to the very end, thank you so much for watching, and definitely consider subscribing. It would mean a lot to me. If you want to answer any of these questions in the comments, I would love to hear your answers. Oh, and happy holidays, because I think I'm going to be uploading this on Christmas Eve. So Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. Happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa. If you don't celebrate anything, I hope you have some time off of work to just sit and relax and read. And yeah, happy holidays, guys. Bye.